Welcome back. We are going live to the NDC headquarters where Professor Kwesi Botchwey is presenting the report as to why the NDC lost power in the 2016 election. Let's cross over.
In breadth of this country of ours, and to give us this report today. So without much ado, I'd like to thank the members of the committee and all of you, particularly the executives around the various structures, for the patience and cooperation that they are giving Professor Botchwey and his team. And I'll invite Professor Kwesi Botchwey to do a presentation of the report. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just for the records and a recap, the committee chaired by Professor Kwesi Botchwey, supported by former Speaker Right Honorable Ajao, Alaji Kudu Yaya, Honorable Juliana Asuma Mensa, Honorable Ilante Wonderboy MP for the representing Parliament, Dr. Hajit, our Director of Research, Dr. Zuberu, a committee member, Senior Comrade Asasi member of the committee, Barbara Sewa Samwa, a member, and then Razak Abu. And then here we have Parliament, also fully represented in the person of the Honorable MP for Ketuno and the Deputy Minority Leader. So we are doing it as a family, no ifs, no buts. Thank you, Professor.
Maybe you want to move the things so that you can capture fully.
Mr. Chairman, the General Secretary of the party, distinguished members of the NEC, other executives of the party, my colleagues, members of the committee, ladies and gentlemen. It is my pleasure and privilege today to present to the party the report of the NDC Election Review Committee, which for some unfathomable reason has been called in the public domain the Kwesi Botchwey report. You asked us by your letter of January 4th to conduct a review, among other things, into the factors that led to the party's defeat in the 2016 elections and a number of other incidental matters. We have executed that mandate. I'd like to say just a word about the process we adopted in executing that mandate. I can say that as a committee, we have indeed traveled the length and breadth of the country. We divided the country into zones, divided ourselves into 4 groups, covered all the regions, and in each region, we clustered all the constituencies and bussed or transported a sampling of members, executives, senior people in each constituency to a common venue where we gave them a full hearing, invited them to make comments and air their views, and I'm gratified to say that they did. We put them on notice that their views will be recorded for purposes of record keeping. And I'm happy to say that they did speak freely, openly, and frankly. So we assembled all these views throughout the country. Then sought to decipher and synthesize and understand the views we had collated. We identified the recurring themes and everything in these views as the background to the preparation of our report. We then set about poring over the material and preparing a 455-page report that fully details, we believe, what all the factors that, at least in the minds of our people, caused the loss of the party. But we subjected this to analysis, of course, which is all captured fairly rigorously and scientifically in this 455-page report. I'm happy to present this report to you, and Mr. Chairman, if you so please and allow me, I will, at some point, speak a little bit about the report and give you a bit of a flavor of what we have in it. So, Mr. Chairman, okay. So, Mr. Chairman, on behalf of the committee, it is my very great pleasure to deliver to you the report of the committee. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And I would like to assure you and the members of your committee that we are grateful for the report, and we will take the recommendations and your analysis very seriously, right up to the grassroots. And I'm sure when we are able to do this satisfactorily, our party shall rise to victory again. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The report, Mr. Chairman, as you would notice, is subtitled Listening to the Voice of the Grassroots of the Party. Thank you.
Thank you.
Of the grassroots.
I think you can come and take a close-up. No, they want just
They want to believe.
Yes, they want to believe. Come and get your close-up. That's how close you get to it. You won't get close to it.
Yes. There's a full report and the executive summary.
Enjoy the moment. You won't get close to it. It's like the arc of the arc. Yes.
Yeah.
And my executive summary, I said. Yeah, of course. Mr. Chairman, our job is done. We have submitted a report to you. It is ultimately for the party to decide what it will do with the report. We are reassured by your promise that the party will study it carefully and implement our recommendations as appropriate. Mr. Chairman, if you permit me, I'd like to share with all you distinguished ladies and gentlemen, or give you a bit of a flavor of our recommendations, understanding, of course, that it is your remit and the party's remit to fully expatiate on the report itself and its 4 recommendations. For this morning's purposes, I just would like to emphasize that we did a fairly comprehensive and rigorous job of listening to everybody who came to these meetings. And as I indicated, I'm grateful that everybody spoke frankly and honestly. We do make a number of recommendations, including one, a recommendation that the party put together a group of credible and eminent members of our party to undertake a peacemaking and healing tour of the country and visit all key centers and constituencies. We believe this is extremely important for purposes of creating the necessary conditions for any serious work that needs to be done in the way of the party's restructuring and renewal. We also have recommendations, a recommendation that the party take steps to restore the integrity of the biometric register and the expanded electoral college. Additionally, we recommend that steps be taken to restore the capacity and effectiveness of the party's organs, especially at the branch level, where we believe these organs are the most critical because they are the party's immediate connection with the people. We are, after all, Mr. Chairman, a truly mass party. Mr. Chairman, we also have recommendations on ways in which we can and must improve the collation of election results. We also believe that steps ought to be taken by the party to reconnect itself properly to our social democratic roots and the principal actors in these social democratic roots, the social forces that populate our social democratic base. We believe and also do recommend that steps ought to be taken to strengthen research and intelligence in the party. This should involve crowding in a larger body of the party's intellectual capacity. Which has not been particularly active, I don't believe, in the last few years. This will help to support the party's own research capacity. Finally, we have recommendations that hopefully should guide the party in scaling up and reinvigorating its work in the area of youth mobilization, and finally, the organization of women. We note that significant changes have taken place in the country's demographic profile, and that the party ought to take note of it with all the implications of these changes in our demography, as well as trends in urbanization. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I can do to give you a peep into our recommendations. Thank you.
Please move the machines to the General Secretary's side.
Like some time bomb. Sorry. Join news. Come on. Your team well. Yeah. Mr. Chairman, on behalf of the National Executive Committee of the party and on my own behalf, let me thank the committee, the 13-member committee, which has now become popularly called the Botchwey Committee. I want to thank you very much for the yeoman's job you've done. I can understand that you began this work in a very difficult situation. There were those who thought you had been given a mandate to reorganize the party. There were others who felt that some of you had an eye on certain executive positions, so you are being given an unfair advantage in campaigning among the masses in advance. These were very weighty accusations which could have dampened your spirit. I'm very happy that you remained focused, and today you've been able to give us this bulky report containing recommendations. Let me also remark that the report, I'm told, is about 455 pages, which is significantly different from the so-called 67-page report that was circulating in the media. We want to thank you very much, and we hope that anytime you are called upon, you would avail us with your very good services. For the rest of the public, the committee was put together by the National Executive Committee. We've received the report on behalf of NEC. We are going to proceed to analyze it right from tomorrow. So we'd like to call upon the committee to maybe give us a subcommittee of 1 or 2 members who will be leading the discussions at the Functional Executive Committee level tomorrow. Then, after tomorrow's FEC meeting, there will be a National Executive Committee meeting on Wednesday, at which the report will be tabled for review, and then we look at the recommendations and begin work immediately, because our party's calendar indicates that we need to get all the elections, internal elections, through by the end. And it begins with branch elections, progressing to constituency elections, regional elections, before we come to do our parliamentary and presidential primaries. And all this must be completed by December 2018. So we don't have time to spend at all. But as has been agreed by NEC already, we will devote a lot of time in the organization of our branches. After that, once we get the branches in place, all the rest can be done, and we'll be happy that we've gotten things right. So we want to thank the media for showing such a massive interest in the affairs of the party. I think that we'll go and deal with the report, and then we decide on which ways you can help us to implement the recommendations. Thank you very much.
going to be brief. We are just finishing. The General Secretary mentioned a meeting tomorrow and Wednesday. Please, it's not for the media. It's information. But we want to see you here tomorrow that are coming to participate now. Wednesday after next, you can pass by and get some small soundbite for your news. But tomorrow is our please. So I think that we thank you for coming.
Closing prayer.
Party song, yes.
Party song.
Yes, party anthem.
All right.
Okay.
Arise.
Arise for Ghana, ye patrons of the land, towards a secure future development I'll go, from victory unto victory, the NDC shall live, a stable democracy, Ghana, our sense in unity, from victory unto victory, the NDC shall live, a stable democracy, Ghana, our strength in unity.
Please be seated. Akia, come and give us the Yes.
It will be a very powerful prayer.